president's going to make a major speech on Thursday to the Muslim world. Meanwhile, in the Middle East, particularly in Israel, there is problems in Syria, on the border with Syria, problems with the border in Gaza, problems with the borders in the West Bank. So you've got Israel's enemies, if you will, fully engaged in one reason and one reason only, and that is, quote, to end the occupation. And when you see a unity government with Fatah, which was deemed, quote, the more moderate of the group, as compared with Hamas, which is a recognized terrorist organization, realize the difficulty and the problems you have. But where's the United States government in all this? Where is the White House position in this? The question of the day is, should the United States even have discussions with a unity government with Fatah and Hamas? Or should the United States say no, as Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, we're not negotiating with terrorists? I'm going to be meeting next week with some Israeli government leaders. We are dispatching a team from our ACLJ offices around the country to Israel. In fact, David French, senior counsel in Jerusalem, but also to meet with some of the government here in the studio. David, you and Stuart Roth are going to be going over to Israel in just a few days, next week actually, to meet with our office in Jerusalem, but also to meet with some of the government officials. But right now, and you said this before we went on the air, this whole discussion about having a serious negotiation with Hamas, you said would be like negotiating with Al-Qaeda.
Exactly. Would our government ever negotiate with a government that included Al-Qaeda? Hamas is the moral equivalent of Al-Qaeda. Hamas is a terrorist organization. It targets civilians just like Al-Qaeda does. In fact, in many ways, Hamas has been, over the years, more successful at targeting civilians for many years in Israeli towns, putting them under consistent and constant rocket attack. We would never stand for that in this country.
Could you imagine if they were lobbing rockets into Detroit from Canada? What the reaction would be? By the way, I've been there when these rockets have come in. I've been to Sderot. I've been to Ashkelon, Ashdod, when they have actually had the incoming fire. And let me tell you something. It is a very, very dangerous situation. Now, Israel's in a very unusual situation because you've got enemies mounting on all sides. Now, they've been there before. But again, the question for you is, what do you think the administration's game plan here is, and why are they not backing Israel completely? I want to encourage you to do something right now. We've got a petition to support Israel and to say no to a unity government with Hamas. It's that straightforward. It's that simple. I want you to sign that petition so we can deliver it. So when David and Stuart and our team in Israel are meeting with these government officials, they can let them know how many of you are standing with Israel.